Yeah, very good English.
Okay, so let me tell you about myself first. What are my expectation is, I have 13 plus years of experience in software industry. So I have worked with primarily with .NET for around 4 to 5 years. Then I moved to cloud, AWS, right? And AWS Cloud Architect, I have handled some of the projects on Azure also, not on detail, but
Mhm.
AWS, I have extensive experience on AWS services for around 6 to 7 years.
Okay.
Now, I have one on-bench project. Basically, we have multiple projects in on-bench. So I'm looking for knowledge on EKS, especially there is a pipeline project on EKS also
Mhm.
that I wanted to cover EKS concept with the Terraform. So there is, you can say that is what I'm doing for upskilling my knowledge, plus so that I can at least explore opportunities for the EKS plus Terraform.
Okay. And coming to the AWS, like what kind of services are you looking? In AWS, will have
So
many
AWS, I am
services.
good. I am AWS on the in the AWS side. I'm good with the EC2, Lambda, or
Mhm.
security groups, or you can say auto
Then
scaling group,
these
whatever.
are
So
part of solution architect, we can say.
yeah, solution architect I already know. Data
Mhm.
engineer also I know, and AWS migration also I know, and
Mhm.
AWS VPC. All these things I know.
Okay. And coming to the EKS perspective, let me explain what are the topics we will cover.
Yeah,
Uh, In the EKS, first of all, I will explain about the Kubernetes overview. EKS, which is it is nothing but Kubernetes only, but which is provided by AWS Cloud.
yeah,
So first we will explain the Kubernetes overview and like a master and worker node concepts, and then I will explain about the EKS overview while comparing with the Kubernetes. In the Kubernetes, we have to manage our master. In the Kubernetes or in EKS, the control panel will manage by AWS Cloud. So
yeah.
this way I will explain while comparing. And the next, you are expecting the Terraform, right? Before creating a EKS cluster, I will explain about the like a Terraform basic concepts. Then we can write a few Terraform templates to create EKS cluster. We can create a EKS cluster like a multiple ways. One is by using console, another one is EKS CTL. Next,
Mhm,
infrastructure as a code, nothing but Terraform or CloudFormation. So
mhm.
here you are looking at Terraform, right? So first
Yeah,
we'll learn about the Terraform like a basic concepts. Then we can create a cluster by using Terraform templates. And coming to the like a codes perspective, in the EKS, I will cover like a developer related stuff and admin. Coming to the developer, each resources perspective, I will explain here one manifesto file. The resources nothing but pods, deployments, replica sets, replication control in the pods, like a intra-pod communication.
mm,
And inside within a pod, we can have a multiple containers. How can we connect one container to another container? And these parts will cover in the services topic, that is node port, load balancer, and cluster IP. And another services also we can cover, that is ingress and ingress controller to access our application, like to access like path based applications. And coming to the admin related activities, like if you get a chance to work on the admin, like to create a cluster and to manage the access based on the role wise.
mhm.
So here we are using AWS, right? We must use a IAM role or else IAM user to restrict the access on EKS cluster.
Okay.
So I will explain admin related activities, that is a role binding and cluster binding, namespace. And another one, I will explain the monitoring perspective, how we can monitor Kubernetes resources logs, cluster related information by using Cloud Insights and Prometheus Grafana as well. Like if you want to use a Prometheus and Grafana, in between we have to use a FluntBit or FluntD.
Okay.
And coming to the like a stateful and stateless applications perspective also, I will explain about persistence value and persistence volumes claims. And high availability perspective, I will explain HPA, which is available in EKS, horizontal pod auto scaling and vertical pod auto scaling. And I will explain integration EKS with some DevOps tools to automate our process. And finally, we'll learn about the Helm charts. So these are the topics we can cover as part of EKS.
Okay. I have shared one list with Ganesh also. Ganesh, have you shared that with the Ram?
Yes, I received the list. Let me
Just now,
open
right?
how it's.
Just now
Let
I
me.
shared 5 minutes back.
Just a second, not that one. I'm sharing you.
Oh, okay, sure.
I think most of the topics you said that is being covered in Kubernetes. If you don't mind, can I share my screen for a moment?
Yeah, sure, Ritesh. And one more thing, what are the topics I have mentioned, right? In EKS, we have only these topics, as per my
Okay.
understanding.
Yeah,
Like as I
sure.
mentioned, in ingress and ingress controller, like a few organizations instead of ingress and ingress controller, we can use HPA and HPA proxy.
Okay. So you can guide me, never mind. I'm just looking for that course in the Udemy. I'm not doing the comparison, but I've taken the topics from here. And most of the topics you have already covered: deployments, pod, type of load balancer, cluster IP, ingress, storage class, persistent volume, claim, RBC role binding, right?
Yes, Ritesh. Correct. The config map also I will explain. Config map and a secrets map. Daemons, these are part of resources, we can say.
Okay.
A little bit scroll down.
These are
These are the
Terraform.
Terraform. Scroll up, little bit scroll up.
Yeah.
You can scroll up like a top of the course. Let me read the like course like session line.
Yeah.
Are
Course
they explained
modules.
through Terraform or else through manifesto files?
No, through
Yeah.
Terraform.
Here
But
I
we
need to
can start
understand.
with
Here
the
I need to understand one thing.
Mhm.
Mostly wherever we go, we can write a manifesto files only for the EKS like a Kubernetes.
Mhm.
I'm not sure this codes whether they are used or they use like a manifesto files or else Terraform files. Mostly Terraform we can use to provision infrastructure. The
Yeah.
provision infrastructure means EKS. But we have another advantage with the Terraform. Instead of writing a manifesto files, we can write a Terraform templates to create a resources on EKS. Resources,
Yes.
nothing but here may mention, right? Pods, deployments. For
Yeah.
those resource creation perspective, also we can write a Terraform templates.
Yes.
Even though I didn't get chance to write a Terraform templates to create a resource. Like most of the organizations, no one are using Terraform to create a resource. Mostly Terraform can use to create infrastructure.
So what's your recommendation?
Like a suggestible thing means to learn manifesto files only. Manifesto files, nothing but YAML files. Scroll up somewhere
See,
they have
this
written like a
all
Kubernetes
these
deployment and
concepts,
servicing YAML files.
all this concept first we can target through UI, user interface. Then we can come to Terraform part, right?
No. Ritesh, manifesto files means not an UI. We
No,
have to
I'm
write a scripts, that is the YAML script we have to write instead of Terraform.
okay. So
Let's
anyway,
assume
we have to
you
write.
have
Anyway, we have
highlighted
to write
few.
a script.
Okay, you have to highlighted few things, right? Like a
Yeah.
deployment. Whenever
Yeah.
you want to deploy your application, we have
Yeah.
to write it like a
I got
YAML
it.
script.
Yeah. I'm doing the practice on that. Let me show you.
Mhm.
These files you're talking about, deployment.yaml file.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just doing a practice in my free time. This file you're talking about.
Exactly. This is YAML format, we can say YAML
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
This is the suggestible thing to create resource on EKS. But the Terraform for infrastructure provisioning, not only EKS, any infrastructure. Let's say in future, if you want to create any customized VPC,
Yeah.
then we can use the Terraform. Or else if you want to create a roles, where we can use the mostly the roles we can use in organization level to restrict the access at the EKS level or else any other AWS services like a Lambda level, EC2 instances, where whenever you require,
So
then those roles also we
yeah,
can say using.
I got it. So in our part, we can go for this Kubernetes also first, right?
Yes.
And Terraform, instead of only doing for EKS, Terraform we can cover on AWS itself, where we can take a
Yeah,
flavor of multiple
Terraform
AWS
prospect
services.
I'll explain. First of all, initially I will explain about the Terraform overview, how it will work, and what are the files we have to write, and some basic templates we can write. Those templates we can execute, create resources. Next, I will explain the modules in the Terraform, how we can use existing modules from the Hasika
Just
plan base.
I'm so sorry to cut you out here.
Yeah.
There is one more course available from the same instructor. Everything is same. Only Terraform is not available here. So I think that is the right one. We can target this one. All the concept are same that you have already talked about.
Yes, this is
See,
the completely EKS, which you are
EKS,
saying.
correct. Yes. So I'm not saying that I'm going to talk on one each and every one point, but this is just for a reference. I don't have the curriculum with me, but I'm just sharing so that you can at least understand about my requirement, what I'm looking for, and I can show you something. That's what I'm sharing the screen.
Oh, okay. Okay, no worries. Mostly wherever you go, everyone will explain these concepts only in the
Yeah,
EKS.
I
And
think
like a
it's a
developer
standard one.
here we can say they are covering both developer and admin related. Or
Okay,
like a
okay,
developer and admin related means I will explain the admin means it is part of the platform related activities. Developer nothing but whenever you get a chance to work on the specific project.
yeah,
So in the specific project means at the time might you won't get a chance to work on the admin. You must raise a request to the platform team. Platform team nothing but who is handling the EKS cluster. They will
yes,
provide a DevOps access to you for only one particular namespace. They will not provide for entire cluster. They will
yeah,
provide for one particular namespace so that in that namespace where you are working, like for which project prospect you are working, the particular project only you can deploy on respective namespace. So the
yeah,
rest of the things we cannot handle. These part of we can say the developer related activities. The platform kind of thing means who can set up EKS cluster and who can restrict the access and the stateful, stateless, persistence, volume and volume claim. The platform team creative volumes, but those volumes we can claim as part of project DevOps team.
okay.
So, but in the EKS anyway, we will cover the both areas like a development and admin, entire EKS.
Okay. And so just a next question. Most of the thing will be like in a practical manner so that I can understand end to end how it is working because I have knowledge of all these AWS topic. I can understand easily these things. So right, it will be a like end to end example. Let's say, for example, we are going to talk about network load balancer. In network load balancer, we are going to integrate EKS with network load balancer, how it is working, right?
Exactly.
So
Let
that
me
will be
explain. But
complete
now
practical
you are
related.
targeting ALB. ALB is the separate part, which it is not part of the EKS. I will tell you the scenario. Coming to like resources perspective, which are like a deployments or else HP horizontal pod auto scaling perspective. These are the things we can say resources. For each resource perspective, first I will explain the overview, how it will work. Next, I will write a one sample manifesto file. I will walk through the manifesto file. Then I will execute. I will show you the demo, how it will work. And
Okay.
coming to the your load balancer perspective, right? The load
Mhm.
balancer, nothing but how you are using, like how we are using for EC2 instances and Lambda. The same way load balancer, we can use EKS as well.
Okay.
Let's say in the EKS, we have a cluster, nothing but bunch of worker nodes.
Hmm.
So whenever you are using a load balancer will help us to route the traffic to the different worker nodes. Randomly, it will route traffic to all worker nodes. Here also in the EKS same.
Okay.
We have a bunch of nodes. The load balancer will help us. But if you are not using a load balancer, we must use a node IP address to access application. So in the real time, to use a node IP is not a suggestible. We must use a DNS name to access our application. So if you want to use the DNS name, we have to create a load balancer. And another scenario, we can create a DNS name. The DNS name also we can map to the load balancer as well. That is part of you will cover in the AWS solution architect.
Yeah, got it. So my point was everything we're talking about, we will be looking for, as you can understand in the IT, as soon as we are able to see the practicals, we'll understand more. So
yes, for every
yeah,
concept perspective, I will give a demo with the
yeah,
example.
perfect. And will you think about it, how much duration it is going to take, roughly, just and get an idea?
For especially EKS, we can say 30 to 45 hours, based on understanding. Like if we run our class like a little bit fast, then we can complete 30 days. If it is run a little bit slow, it will take like a 45. Around you can average, you can say something 38, 40 hours.
And will you be okay on that if we give like 1 hour daily basis, or later on we can
1 hour daily
discuss
basis.
on that? Fine for you, right?
1 hour. Yeah.
I think I'm good on most of the point. And what about, like you're saying 40 hours, I'm just considering for this roughly 30, 40 hours. Then Terraform is something different, right? Hours wise.
Terraform is something different, but we can consider like a 10 hours for the Terraform to understand the basics and to understand the Terraform modules. Next, to create a few services. Like we cannot create all services by using a Terraform, right? Instantly we can create EKS one thing, and another few services we can create AIM roles, S3 policies, or else we can set the database related stuff, or else EC2 instances, VPC. VPC EC2 instance will cover at EKS cluster. As part of EKS cluster, we can cover.
Okay. Then Terraform we are not going to complete, but couple of scenarios like basics of Terraform. Then couple of scenarios we can pick smartly.
Actually, let me explain. Coming to the Terraform, just we need to understand how Terraform will work. What are the files is required?
Yeah, right.
That is fair enough. Everything we should get from the Hasika site, the syntaxes. So I
A
will
little bit like know
explain
about
how
Terraform.
can we get those syntaxes.
See, I'm
So we can
Terraform.
say 10 hours total. We can consider like 50 hours.
Okay. But Terraform, I know the basics of Terraform because I have multiple templates also available with me. Right.
Okay, then directly we can start EKS and we can create a EKS cluster by writing a Terraform templates.
You can say some of the scenarios we can cover like this network load balancer, auto scaling. Probably that will be a good idea.
Yeah, those concepts we can cover.
Fine, then I'm good as of now. Why, when we can start, Ganesh can talk on this.
Yeah, my Ganesh will communicate with you.
Yeah,
Sure, Ritesh. Let me talk to Mr. Ram and I'll confirm you.
sure. Thank you.
Ram, like the next question is your availability, the timings, and also Ritesh, your availability.
As I mentioned, right, mostly evening 7:30 to 8:30 IST. As already I'm running one batch, which is in the what you can say the time of 6:30 to 7:30. So my
You're
preferable
talking
time is
about
7:30
morning or
to
evening?
8:30 evening 8:30 p.m. IST. 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. IST. Or else if you want to move to something late evening, like at night, then we can move to 8:30 to 9:30 as fine.
9 to 11, actually, I'm not available for next few days. From 12th, I'm available after 9 also.
No, it is mostly the class will start after 1 week only. No need to
Yeah,
worry.
then fine.
Okay. So any other questions, Ritesh?
I'm good as of now.
Okay, sure. Then let me speak to Mr. Ram, and I'll create WhatsApp group for us, for three of us. And Ram, like when will be the start date? Do you have any rough idea?
Asam, I don't have any idea, Ganesh.
Okay.
Okay, we can discuss like for further.
Okay, sure then.
Then fine. Thank you very much, Ram, and thank you very much, Ganesh, for arranging
Yeah,
this.
thank you, Ritesh.
Thank you.
Ganesh.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, Ram. Thanks for your time.